Hello everybody and welcome into Emily's Upcycled home, where I take thrifted items and upcycle them into beautiful home decor pieces. On today's video, I am taking these 4 thrifted items and we are going to upcycle them using some Pinterest inspiration pics here. Now I'm taking these 2 Pinterest pics and I'm going to combine them to create a look of my own. I'm excited to get started, so let's go ahead and jump on in. Project number 1, the glass swan. I'm going to add some layer of texture to the bottom base of this piece, and I want a dark undertone, so I am going to come in with Fusion's paint color cast iron, as well as the Dixie Belle texture additive sea spray. Now if you haven't used Dixie Belle's texture additive, it comes in this powdered form and you just simply add a scoop of that additive to your paint. Then you want to combine these 2 products, mixing them thoroughly until you have a thick, goopy, kind of muddy consistency, almost one like cake batter here. For a thicker texture look, you can add layers as well as more additive to your paint. I am coming in with a stippling effect here, or stippling motion, to add extra texture to my piece and make sure I get into all the crevices of our swan here. I paint the inside of the swan as well, giving the base of our piece here a full coverage look. Now off camera, I did add a second coat and allowed that to dry. And here is our swan thoroughly dry with our first layer here. You can leave this as is because it is pretty in black as well. I want to bring in a layer of white here, so I'm coming in with Fusion's Victorian Lace. Now Fusion All-in-One Mineral Paint does have its own built-in sealer, so you want to make sure that you stir your paint thoroughly. And now I'm going to apply that paint color to the top layer of our textured paint here. I'm going to decide as I go how much of a coverage I want. Do I want a lot or a little? It's really personal preference here, so you do you and be creative as you want to be with your projects. I am coming in with my heat gun and drying the base of the piece so that it doesn't stick to my paper here, because in our next step I am going to distress this piece. Now because this Fusion paint does have its own built-in sealer, I am going to distress my item while the paint is wet. And I'm just coming in with a 220 grit sandpaper, and I am going to distress this piece as much as I want. Once again, personal preference on how much distressing you want to do. I come in with my paintbrush and hit spots that I missed along the way and distress those back as well. Also distressing the inside of our piece for a cohesive look here. And here is what we have so far. Now on my next step, I'm coming in with DIY white wax, and I'm going to add that white wax to the top here, just pulling out that white and brightening up the white that we have layered on our swan. And like any wax, you want to bring in your wax and then you want to wipe off all the excess, and then she is complete. If you guys want to purchase any of the IOD, Dixie Belle, as well as any Fusion products I use on my channel here, please use the affiliate link in the description. Project number 2, the lamp base. I am going to take this lamp and deconstruct it using that spindle in the center here. I'm going to unscrew the base of the piece, cut off the wire with my wire cutters, and take apart this piece, saving the rest of the pieces for other crafts. Now I'm left with this spindle wood piece that was in the center of our lamp. Now I grabbed this piece from my own stash that I had. It's painted white and distressed. I had it staged in my bathroom, but I am ready to move on from this piece. I remove the sticker on the bottom, bringing in my heat gun to reactivate that adhesive so it's easily to be pulled off. I also come in with some rubbing alcohol here and clean up the surface so that our glue can stick. Plan is to add this to the top and make a cute stand, And to attach these two pieces, I'm coming in with some Gorilla Glue. I add glue to the base of our spindle and attach that to the center of our metal candle holder, letting this thoroughly dry for 24 hours. So the next day, I come in to add our wood base to our bottom piece. Now I'm going to use these coaster rounds I get off of Amazon, and they're just plain coasters that you can decorate as you want, but I'm going to add this for our base. And for our glue, I'm coming in with Gorilla Wood Glue, since both the base of our spindle and our wood round are wood. I apply that to the bottom of our spindle and center that into our wood round, leaving that 24 hours to dry. To add extra support, I am coming in with my brad nail gun, and I'm going to nail a few nails onto our wood round. You guys see it? The nail went through the outside here, but we are going to continue on and come in with DIY dark wax here, and I'm going to try to camouflage that nail into the piece as well. Using my wax brush, I am adding in the DIY wax, and I'm noticing that it's not giving me the tone and the shade that I want here. I try to sand it so that the wax adheres better and gives me a darker tone, but that didn't work out. So instead, I'm coming in with a wash here. I'm just coming in with any plain black paint and a little bit of water, and going to make a wash painting the base of our wood round here. Now I already noticed that the color tone is working out for me here. It's the darker warmth color that I want. And then on top of that, I go ahead and come back in with my DIY dark wax and deepen up that tone. To add a depth and darker tone to our base of our spindle, I repeat that process and adding my wash, wiping off the excess, and coming back in with that dark wax, giving this the warm wood tone that I wanted to see. Coming back in with my DIY dark wax to deepen that tone there. And notice here, my nails are not too noticeable anymore. So here is our finished look. If you like my content so far, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any videos. So let's take a minute and talk about our inspo pick. For this first pick, I like the vintage elements as well as all the different textures that they pull in to make this vignette. And I'm going to work with that and bring in that element into my crafting and my staging today. And as far as our second pick here, I like the dark wood elements, or that rustic tones that they have in the wood, as well as that dark and moody look. So for today's video, I am going to combine these two looks that I like and create my own style in each of my pieces. Project number 3, silver teapot. So I got this piece off Whatnot, and do you guys notice the imperfection here? In the shipping process, you guys, that little foot broke off. Now, these feet are not metal, so I'm going to try to glue it first and see how that does. And I come in with my Gorilla Glue and some tape here, and I tried to attach these pieces together the best I could. And I'm going to just hold that into place while I add on my tape, just wrapping that firmly around our little leg here. Now I'm going to let this dry overnight, and we're going to see what happens the next day. So I undo the tape, and I was hopeful for a minute, but the more I played with it, it just broke apart. And I'm not sure if I didn't let the glue dry enough, if I need a different type of glue. But I decide, let's go ahead and make the rest of the legs match. So I come in and I saw the legs here, just making a little groove there, and then I snap the rest of the round part of the little leg off. And remember, the little feet are not metal. I don't know what they're made out of. And like you saw earlier, I just came in with a chalk marker and made lines using my other little piece that was broken. I'll come in and sand the piece so there's no sharp edges here. And then we're going to decorate this. Now I'm coming in with Dixie Belle's Gold Gilding Wax, and I'm going to add that gilding wax to our little feet here and create my own style here, trying to camouflage the little feet and make them look like that's how they were supposed to be. They're kind of cute, you guys. I don't know how I feel yet. Let me know down in the comments. So I just continue on with the gold gilding wax. This is a very pigmented wax, so I'm using my brush here and I am hitting all the pieces that I want to add that gold detail to. I hit the little handle at the top, I do the little legs, and now I'm coming in and doing the spout. And I initially thought I was just going to do the base of the piece, but then I get a little carried away with the gold gilding wax and just start doing the spout as well. I end up liking it like that, so let me know down in the comments if you would have left it a little bit more simpler. I do the little hinge here, and I also come in and add that gold gilding wax to our handle. Now to give this edge here a little bit of gold, I just open up the lid and hit the edge of our lid, adding that little detail around the rim as well. And here she is. Let me know what you guys think of this down in the comments. And if you missed last week's video, I will go ahead and have that linked also in the description for you. Project number 4, the pedestal plant stand. So this next project is just this plaster kind of material plant stand, and what I want to do with here is I want to create a chippy look using Fusion milk paint in the color raw silk. Now if you haven't used milk paint, it's a 1-to-1 ratio of the powder form and water, and then you just get your spoon and you mix that up thoroughly. Now it's going to be a very watery consistency at first, but after you mix it, you want to let this sit for a few minutes to thicken up, and then it's ready to use. Now I'm coming in with this paint and I'm going to be very messy adding this onto my piece. It doesn't need to look beautiful because we're going for a chippy look, and the more texture you build and the more layers you build, the prettier your piece is going to look and the more chipping that you are going to get. And after this layer here, I go ahead and come in with my 220 piece sandpaper, and I sand away all the little flakes and kind of distress this piece. And then I continue on layering up the pieces where the spots I want more paint, more thickness, and come back in with that heat gun to allow that paint to crackle and chip and create that texture that we all love. Now on the parts that didn't chip, I did get a lot of texture going on. It kind of reminds me of a marshmallow when it kind of starts crackling, and from the heat of the fire, that's the look that it reminds me of. But I just continue to repeat the process of layering up my milk paint, coming back in and sanding, and then repeat that process until you guys like the look of the piece. So here we are, and I think I'm good with the look here. And my final piece here is we are going to seal this piece up, making sure that we protect our hard work and all that milk paint and beautiful crackle we created. Don't forget to give me a follow over on my Facebook business page for more DIY content. And if you like these items, shop with me over on Facebook. We have come to the end of our video, and here are the finished projects. Leave me a comment. Let me know which project was your favorite. I thank you guys all for watching and appreciate all your support. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and leave me a like. And I'll see you guys all on the next one.